just waiting for everyone. We've got a pretty packed show tonight, guys. We've got some amazing rights. Just waiting for a few people to join, otherwise it's me talking to myself. Michael Dulacki, or Dulacki, hello. Carl Butler, hello. Evening, everybody. Welcome to VocalPoint, the fortnightly show where I read Dark Poetry Society members' posts. We've got some corkers for you tonight, some really good rights. How is everyone? Hey Matty, I'm glad you could make it, hon. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Carol Ann, hello. Here's the poetry posse. All coming in. Anyway, so yeah, we've got some amazing rights for you tonight, and we have a featured poet as well, which will be featured later. Just wanted to say first of all that there's now a YouTube channel, so VocalPoint will be downloaded to the YouTube channel. Any poet who does not wish to be featured on there, please let me know and it will not go on. It's very difficult to ask everybody individually if it's okay. Obviously all copyrights, etc. reserved it down to you guys. Hi Ron. So without further ado, I've got one by Ahuva Poetry. Ahuva is an Israeli lady who's on our moderator team, and it's called My Lord. Bit of an eerie right. So My Lord by Ahuva. He pulls up his big blurry hands, straight up from the ground, lifted up from his own grave, deep, so deep, no one can ever see. Save my soul, my Lord, I'm a slave to your desires. He tries to catch up with the visitors that come over. They wish to see their loved ones. A river made with cold emptiness of unwanted sorrows. Save my soul, my Lord, I'm a slave to your desires. He emerges from the grey and foggy mist. He watches them walking by. He tries to infiltrate their dark souls. They can feel his presence. As they try to leave the Holy Land, he grabs their legs and he ties them up. He penetrates into their flesh and blood to conquer their souls. Save my soul, my Lord. I'm a slave to your desires. As they speak, their voices remain silent. As they run, their legs freeze. As they touch, their hands feel the clouds. That was by Ahuva Poetry, and it's quite an unusual one. When I asked her what it was about, she said it was about an evil spirit trying to, get into people, hence infiltrate their souls. So quite an unusual one. Hello to everybody who's just joined us. Chris Sassa, I just saw you. We've got 9 watching, which is great, considering I think the football's on tonight, is it? How is everyone? How are you all doing? How's your weather in America, Caroline? I would imagine Midwest, it's very hot and humid. A little bit like here at the moment. It's awful. Okay. So the next right that we've got is from Celesia Parker. She moderates in Open Skies. Been trying to get her over here, but to no avail as yet. I'm working on it. Great writer. This one is called The Time Before by Celesia Parker. We met 1,000 years ago under the mistletoe, before sands were white, before we took flight. You knew me then amidst undercurrents, before the sunset before another one yet. I have watched you go down the trail for going the forked road, before you knew I was, before your awareness, just because. You are a wonderment, close to my heart, you see, before we open the door, falling in love forevermore. 1,000 years ago we met, amidst undercurrents, before sands were white, before I took flight. What a beautiful write that is. And I've got a very vocal cat. Sorry, this is what you get when you're live. Sher Chandley, hello, how are you? I hope you're good. Geoff Stockton, the poetry posse's all coming out now. Okay, just a couple of things. Go away, Cato, please. King Cato, my cat. So what we've started to do is book reviews, which are fortnightly, every Wednesday. Carl's done a great, I think it's a brilliant write-up of Gavin Prinsloo book, Pieces of My Mind, today. The following week we have Poetry Form, which is Ron Conway and Paul Gilliland. So we're going to have different Poetry Form challenges for people that, you know, want to try different things. And I think it's a really good thing. That's also going well. So book reviews fortnightly, Poetry Form challenges fortnightly. We do as much as we can for this group. We go above and beyond, and hopefully we do it well. Feedback always welcome. Thank you. Okay, well, the next one, you may have seen it. I did, I think, pop it in group or on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. There's not just VocalPoint in there. There's individual audios and videos that I've done for different poets. You know, just something a little bit different. What I'll do is I'll put the link in the comments at the end. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Have a look at what's on there, you know. You never know, you might like it. So the next one is called A Dream Within a Dream. And it's a classic by Edgar Allan Poe. It was published in 1849. The poem expresses doubt and uncertainty about the nature of reality, questioning if life itself is just an illusion. I hope that I do it well. A lot of people tend to read Annabel Lee or The Raven, but I connected with this one. I'll be doing a classic, one of the classic poets when I come on. Every fortnight. So this is A Dream Within a Dream, Edgar Allan Poe. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? What are your thoughts on that one? Bear with me, just got to sort my cat out. He's been a pain in the backside. Oh God. He's humping his soft toy. Have you ever known a cat to do that? Thank you, Sher. It is a beautiful poem by Poe. I'm a big fan of Edgar Allan Poe. I was bought his book, The Pit and the Pendulum, I think when I was about 12 or 13, by a very good friend of my parents, my godfather actually, and he got me into him at a very early age. I think he's brilliant. I'm not sure what one will be on the next Vocal Point, but I want to start trying some of the classics. I don't tend to fall in line with meter. I do it as I see it. But let me know if there's anything you'd like me to read. Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate that. Read beautifully. Thank you. So the next one that we have is by Melinda Thiele. And you'll see her writes her own group. And I asked her, you know, to give me a brief of what this is about. I think it's quite interesting on, you know, where it's come from. Is it the deeper recesses of the imagination? Is it something that's happened? Is it, you know? So Melinda Thiele. He was killed by his desire. She laid him upon a deadly funeral pyre. A woman of lust, he had the misfortune to trust. She led him down a primrose path, and he was never coming back. She ate him alive with all his lies, but he wouldn't leave her alone, because she thrilled him to the bone. Her deadly kiss was his demise, because with her there was no compromise. Do or die, truth or lie. It was a good day to die. A lover's nest that brought him to his death, damp sheets and darkened blinds. He wasn't a bit surprised. She came at him with a knife. She was leaving him for good. He understood that without her he would rather be dead. Good night, sweetheart, was all she said. I'm aware that I should have read what Melinda said about the poem, and she actually said, in today's society, it seems that some people are looking for love in all the wrong places. Lovers' trysts can become deadly, and often do. It should be a deterrent for one-night stands. You never know who it might be you come across in the night, in the dark. So it's quite in, I don't know, intense piece, that really. But I like Melinda's writing. I think it's a really good piece. Okay, so have you all submitted your rights for Gaia in reverse? Now, we've had a lot of people saying they don't understand what Gaia in reverse is. Basically, in a nutshell, it's about what man are doing to our planet and the climate change which is there, which some still deny. It's obvious. You know, the endangered species, and how we are ruining our planet. So if there is anything that you think that, you know, you feel strongly about, then please write it out and send it to ravencage@gmail.com, lowercase. In the subject header, put DPS. You can also submit to Ravencage. It's the theme. It's optional. You do not have to write within the theme. Caroline, yeah, it was Caroline saying it was a dark, intense piece. It was very much so. Ali, I know technology. Ali keeps getting kicked out. It's a nightmare, isn't it? I mean, look at the problem we had last week. God, it was a pain. Okay, well, the next one that we've got is by Dennis Brown. He's quite new to the group, but he is an admin in The Passion of Poetry, and he does quite a lot for poetry himself. And I was very pleased that he sent this right in. It's called The Sun Always Shines After the Rain. Scars slowly fade over time, like the thoughts of you within my mind. You want me to endure your pain, but the sun always shines after the rain. You can no longer keep my heart at bay and damage me with the words you say. I've weathered the storm of your abuse. From your forced apology, I have no use. My thoughts are no longer at your will, and words from me now begin to spill. I will not hold my tongue out of fear, and I'll speak the truths of yesteryear. You have robbed me from times of bliss, but I'll find joy again, I promise you this. The soul has a way of finding peace in even the most stormy of seas. With a strength of courage and a surge of might, I'll stand up to you with a will to fight. I hope you know that you failed to see that you never destroyed the best part of me. Brilliant. Obviously about an abusive relationship, and I think he sums it up quite simply, but very eloquently. You know, I'm over it. I've had enough. I'm going. Brilliant. Really good write. I enjoyed reading that. And Dennis, I know that you couldn't make it, but I hope that you enjoyed it. Sonali, hi. Thank you, Ron. Ron says, great write. Well spoken. Oh, Dennis, hello. I am so glad you joined us. Thank you. I hope I did that justice. I really do enjoy. I can't tell you all. I know you hear this every week, but I love reading your writes. I write now and again, but I much prefer to do this and to bring them to life. Feedback, always welcome. Thank you, guys. So how's everybody getting on at the moment then with, you know, the UK is opening up, everything goes back to normal on the 21st of July. How's everybody feeling about that? I'm nervous. Very nervous. I guess we've got to do it at some point, but it's scary stuff, isn't it? Because we never thought this would happen. We never thought it would happen. Dennis Brown. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. Michael Sutton, thank you. Oh, God, I would love to read one of yours. Get one in. Get one in. I have to say, guys, I've had an influx of writes the past few days. The next one is full. So don't let that put you off. Anything you send will get read. And I'm hoping to go back to weekly at some point. But it takes a lot because I write everything out, handwrite everything out. Unfortunately, I don't have a computer that I can use. So, yeah, please do, Michael. I'd love to. I would love to. Oh, thanks for joining us, Michael. I appreciate it. Michael Delaki. He loves the way I say his name. Oh, well done. Yeah, I thought you might do, Matty. I'd love to do an open mic, but can you do open mic reading others' poetry? Or is that not a done thing? Is it you have to read your own? But yeah, I'd be open to that. I think I'd be pretty nervous, but I think I could do it. I've done amateur dramatics, you know, stood up on stage and I love it. So yeah, I would like to have a go at that. So some people are feeling it's, yeah, a little scary, but Matty's pretty excited. Yeah, I can understand that, Matty. Hi, Geoff. Not read yours yet. Okay, well, the one that we have next is by a poet that is not prolific in group, but you see 2-3 writes a week, and they're always excellent writes. Now he's going through a really crap time at the minute. You know, I've spoken to him at length, and this guy has no luck. And seems a lovely guy. His name's Sher Chandley. Hi, I'm Rita. Okay, so Sher Chandley, holy dust scattered. There was no thought of fighting it. It was fate. Even in the primordial sea, My breath bubbled with desire for only you. Now our urn is empty, our holy dust scattered. Oh, how good we were for this weary old world. In the watery gleam, holding another sky, I see you there, like a torch reared upon a tower. How lovely you seem, unbound tresses streaming over your shoulders. Pining star rooted in my heart. Even now, willing gifts of intangibles, exchanging dreams, exchanging ideals, yearning hearts. If I could stretch everyday magic into miracles, my essence free to break into a dimension of madness, manifesting make-believe. Whip up a sea-softened sky, a fog heavy and wet, to mysteriously transmute my wishes and dreams of you into a rainbow-painted reality. Alas, now it's dark. My shadow and I join like drops of water into a trickling stream of never-ending grief. You smile, I smile, the same look of love when you left as when you saw me first, and how I see you now. Look upon the sunrise, look upon the sunset, look upon me, the same look, forever and ever. Never is never. How beautiful is that? Oh, Sher, I do. Yeah, Matty says he loves Sher's rights. They're so descriptive. He does. Ali, yeah, Sher paints such glorious poetic pictures. Ali says he does. Some of his rights are so vividly descriptive. You almost feel like you're there. Amazing rights from Sher, indeed. So, just to reiterate, and I'm going to keep pushing it, can you please all subscribe to VocalPoint in Dark Poetry Society YouTube? I will make it mega easy. No excuses. You click on the link, subscribe, leave a comment, have a listen. I'll put it in the comments at the end of this conversation. And I would appreciate it. It's all for the love of poetry. Yeah, it's me reading it, but it's showcasing your poetry. And that's what we do in DPS. Thank you, Sonali. Oh, amazing right, Sher, says Caroline. It is. It's a brilliant right. So, Dennis, I hope you're enjoying our group. Dennis is fairly new. And you know, I plug DPS. I'm bound to. Mondays, we've got Spoken Spotlight. No, we've not. Tuesdays, we've got Spoken Spotlight. Wednesdays, fortnightly Poetry Form Challenge. Or book reviews, which started today. Wednesday, what do we have on Wednesday? Yeah, that's Wednesday. Thursday, I'm losing it. Thursday, we have Promotional Spotlight. So that's poets who want to, you know, have 24 hours in the spotlight, plug in their book, and they tell us a bit about how to do it. So, you know, that's there. Friday, we've got Poet of the Week. Every single day we have poetry prompts. There is so much going on. We've got a monthly magazine as well that comes out for DPS members only. And we are safe, we are secret, and we will never open our doors. We're not one of these massive groups where we cannot cope with or give the love and the respect that you guys deserve. And that's how we see it. It's intense. It's very intense. Let me tell you, as a group owner, I never stop. I've done 6 solid hours in group today behind the scenes. The moderators work the backsides off. It never, ever stops. Never stops. And we've got, at the moment, I think one of the best teams we've had in a long time. And a massive, massive thank you, guys. Because without you guys, it wouldn't work. Exactly, Amrita. Every day at Dark Poetry Society is an opportunity for a poet to be shared, supported. Yeah, very much so. So, what do we have next? Well, we've got our featured poet next, or poets. I wanted to bring, it's Rhiannon Owens and Ashley O'Keefe, fellow writers. I wanted to bring them on, or to bring, you know, if I could, on camera. Unfortunately, Rhiannon's got issues on her phone, and she's going to catch up later. So I've got sort of excerpts of what she's said about them, where they're up to, and a couple of their poems to read. So Rhiannon Owens and Ashley O'Keefe. Now, they've got the 4th book, which had just come out. So they've got Seeking Poetic Lands, A Voyage of Poetic Discoveries, Seeing with Poetic Eyes, and the latest book, Poetic Sands. So that's 4 self-published, available on Lulu, Goodreads and Amazon. So Rhiannon said about her and Ashley and how it started, word for word, quote unquote, Rhiannon's words. We've struck up a beautifully creative partnership in a relatively short time, 18 months, and have become great friends too. As many of you know, we have 4 books self-published, available from Amazon, and we are working on more. It was by fate or serendipity that we met, as we both would have given up our writing otherwise. DPS has really helped us, supporting our poems and books. We've chosen 3 collaborations, which will appear in our books further down the line, and hope you enjoy them. We know Amanda will bring them to life. No pressure. So that's what Rhiannon says about her and Ashley. Yes, I've got a can of Strongbow. I do like a can of Strongbow. Excuse me a sec. Very dry throat. So she then goes on to say, this first poem has a personal element for both of us. Ashley has had to deal with the loss of people close to him, whilst I have had struggles with alcohol. Inspired by a lone can of lager spotted in a cemetery, we tried to put across a sense of loneliness and confusion. Excuse me. Oh, God. Excuse me. Wrong call. Life Passes By Rhiannon Owens and Ashley O'Keefe. Lowly I wander, life passes by. I break open a can, I sip, then I cry. My heart aches as a couple passes by. The drink now defines me, and I don't know why. A cycle unbroken, I no longer try. I swig from a can to forget, time flies. I stop for a moment, look up to the sky. Like a teardrop from heaven, that tear in my eye. So that was the first poem by Rhiannon Owens and Ashley O'Keefe. Rhiannon is also known as aka Rhiannon Rabid and is on our moderator team. Rabid? I don't know. You'll have to ask her. The second poem, Rhiannon says, our second poem, Ashley saw raindrops on the window pane and thought of them as tears in the eyes and about the sadness that might have caused it. I envisaged the rainbow as hope and a bridge to the sunshine, which is always there, even when we can't see it. The sunshine will always follow the rain. This one is called Rainbow Tears. Raindrops on my window, tears in my eyes. The sun has disappeared. Within my soul, the cries. But the sun always returns. Through the rainbow tears. Sunshine through the storm to alleviate my fears. When tears run down my face and rain drips off my nose, birds huddle in misery heads bow on sodden rose. I look to the horizon and see a distant glow. My heart begins to lift. Here comes the rainbow. Soon the sun will kiss me, softly, long and slow. I'll be smiling as it warms me, from wet head to rain-soaked toe. How lovely is that? Rainbow tears, it's quite sad, but that's a nice, happy little ending. So the two poems I've just read are our featured poets for this week, Rhiannon Owens and Ashley O'Keefe. They both write separately in group, and they do a lot of collaborations together. And I think this is great that they've got such a good relationship. You know, they can bounce off each other. I really do. And I won't be surprised if there's a fifth book in the mix. Good luck to them. There's a lot of local libraries that have bought the books, and they've got an author's spoken event in September. So, you know, they may be small things, but they can lead to big things. Who knows? Okay, the final poem, Rhiannon says, this poem came from prompts about the zodiac and twin flames. We chatted about the way some people connect, and how it's like you knew them before. We talked about souls and reincarnation, and this poem came out as a result of that. Fire and air. A story through the ages resonates to the core of two souls. Lost lovers coming together, destiny out of their control. Love with so much passion, a love between fire and air. Intimacy of a lifetime, an eternal bond they share. An energy sparks between them, electricity sparking red hot. Such intensity as they come together, giving everything they've got. Lost in eyes they knew before, windows to the soul in all they can be. Reaching out, becoming one, loving for all eternity. Oh, yeah, out of the three, I love them all, but that's my favourite. I think we've probably all connected through our lifetimes with somebody like that, whether they're still in our lives or not. And, you know, it's soulmate, I suppose. Oh, Ali says that she loves that. It's so tender. Sher, are you okay, sweetheart? He said he was in tears, bless him. I hope you're okay. But, so that was Rhiannon and Ashley, featured poets in Dark Poetry Society. Well, I've got a couple more for you to read yet, but I wanted to ask you guys, especially the regulars, Caroline, Ali O'Neill, Geoff Stockton, and the remainder of you as well, thanks for joining. Is there anything that you'd like to see on here? We're going to have a classic poet read every 2 weeks. I'm going to try and bring on a featured poet if possible. If not, I'll have to do something similar to what I've just done. You know, ideas, feedback, critique, suggestions. Very, very open to it. Very open to it. And we're also looking for, you know, if anybody wants their book reviewed. And we're also looking for reviewers. Have you read a poet's book which you thought was amazing? Let us know. It's not all about Carl doing the reviews or me. It's about, you know, getting involved. So if you're interested, it's in announcements at the moment, and it will be promoted every few days. Drop your name in comments, and Carl will be in touch with you to let you know the next step. Or myself, but probably Carl. So let us know. Okay, Mr. Stockton. Geoff has been writing a brilliant series of rights, and I think he's up to 11 now, called Fidelity. And it's just brilliant. It really is great. You can pick it up in group. You can search at the top of the group, Geoff Stockton, and it should bring them all up. This is the first one. Fidelity by Geoff Stockton. I remember the first time I saw her. I recall the impact, the way she lit up the room. That infectious, witty sense of humour, that sexy wink and seductive, spontaneous smile on those pouting lips. I remember the way other men noticed and undressed her. Women too. She so stood out from the crowd. I remember those early days, the anxieties. Was I good enough? Had I got the pedigree? Would she even notice me? Helen of Troy sank 1,000 ships with her beauteous looks. But was that mythical? Not historical. My wife was still beautiful even now. A sexy woman of her times, liberated, educated and stylishly cultured. I look back and often muse, what if she had not become mine? How different would her life have been? What opportunities she might have made? Who might have been number one in her scene? I felt guilty at this involuntary possessiveness. Making and being in love was as good as it had ever been. But was that presumptuous? Was her fidelity all that it appeared? Or was my illusion of status quo orchestrated to quell any tendency for me to be jealous? To be continued. As it has. It's absolutely brilliant. It really is. I love it. And I hope that Geoff will allow me to continue the read. All the rights. You know, guys, don't worry about what you send to me. I will say this again, as I do every time. I will read what you send me. Obviously, there are certain subjects I would not read, which goes without saying. But, you know, as long as it's not glorifying anything awful or, you know, we don't need to go there. We're all adults. But I'm not going to refuse to read anything. Let me know. And get your rights in. Dennis says, wonderfully penned, Geoff. Yeah, it is. It is. It's great. He's really good writer, Geoff. He's featuring very soon in Spoken, actually. Spoken Spotlight, which is a bit of a first for Geoff, and he's a pretty good too. So you need to check him out. I think it's not next week. Oh, it might be next week. I don't know. I'm lost. Okay. So what was I going to say? Yeah, Ezine, Gaia in Reverse. Last submissions, 26th of July. Do you not want to see yourself in writing? No? Then don't submit. If you do, the theme, not set in stone, optional, is Gaia in Reverse. What are we doing to our planet? What are we doing? Okay, the final right is by Pauline Thiele. Now, I think Pauline's not been too long in the group, and she tackles subjects that maybe other poets wouldn't at all even consider it, or are thinking of, but think, well, no, maybe not. Now, this is her thoughts on that. And it's called Where Souls Refuse to Go. Where souls refuse to go, be it far or be it near, my words shall be an instrument that removes all hate and fear. Let me dip my nib in ink May that ink be filled with fire. Let me write in cursive script, searing the tongue of any liar. I will take what is unethical and turn all that's wrong to right. My pen shall be my sword, and my words shall join the fight. Let my words heal broken hearts and open stagnant minds. Let them speak clearly to the deaf and open the eyes of the chosen blind. I shall write it in a narrative or demand it in a poem. Just give me pen and paper and I will walk in Satan's zone. Let my words confront the unethical, so truth everyone will know. My pen shall take the poetry where souls refuse to go. So yeah, and she does. She did write a very, very moving piece that had me in tears about child abuse, it having happened to a child, and you know that struck a chord. And you know, Dark Poetry Society, we welcome what you want to write about. You know, this is what, you know, is in your deepest corners of your mind. It doesn't have to be dark. We accept all genres, and we're pretty relaxed. There are certain things that there is in no way, shape or form would get through on approvals, and that's why we have approvals. You know, even suicide rights are fine as long as the actual act's not done. If you're unsure and you want to send something that's pretty dark, just run it via myself or Carl or one of the team, and we'll take it from there. Well, we finished a little early. I actually thought that we would go on till 7 tonight, and I've got no backup. I normally write a few poems out just in case. Just having a look through to see if there's anything else I can read, but there isn't. So, recap. VocalPoint spoken@gmail.com. Send your writes across. Please support the YouTube channel. We've had 58 subscribers. The 500th subscriber, yeah, that does seem a long way off, we'll get a copy of Gavin Prinsloo's new book, which has been reviewed today by Carl. And it is a great book. I've only dipped into it. I've not read it fully yet. Pieces of My Mind. So that is incentive enough as it is. Anybody would like a review of their book or wants to do a review of a book, welcome. You know, let us know. Let us know. So I'm not going to keep banging on. I've mentioned everything that I needed to. Thank you so much for joining and supporting this. I love doing it. Couple of mistakes there tonight, but you know, I'm not going to apologise for it. It's live. There's nothing that you can do. Nothing that you can do. So I'll catch up with you soon. Have good days, evenings. It's currently 6:45 PM here in the UK. And we will catch you the same time, 21st of July, 2 weeks today. Hoping to go back to weekly in the very near future. But currently, just a bit mad, busy. Thank you. Catch you all soon. Take care.